Heights Beauty College, we would like to welcome Scoot Education subs, and if Sac Metro Fire is willing to fill in, we will have Sac Metro Fire standing in for Future Fire Academy. Come on up. Anywhere. Please, have a seat.
Hi. I'm Alma. Nice to meet you. Alma.
Just going to kind of welcome you guys again, and then we'll go through introductions. Is that okay? Perfect. Afternoon.
Nice to meet you, Charlie. I'm all, here we are. Let's do this.
Ready to go?
We're gonna do it.
Thank you so much for being here.
This is awesome.
Oh, thank you. We're good? All right. So any of you who are out there in the audience, please feel free to come by the stage and sit and participate. We will be taking questions from our audience. But I would like to welcome all of our viewers on live stream right now from all around Gateway Community Charters. So if you're joining us virtually, welcome. We will be monitoring the chat, so please ask questions. We will answer them for you. I'd like our panelists now to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Warrior Z Fitness. Go ahead and make your introductions. Thank you so much for being here.
How's it going, everyone? This is Charlie Zamora from Warriors Fitness. I'm very happy to be here and answer any questions that you have in the regards of wellness.
Hello, my name is Igor Zalutsky. I am with Sac Metro Fire Captain. If you have any questions with the fire department or what we do, I'm here to answer your questions.
Can I stand? I'm short. Hi, my name is Leia, and I am with Citrus Heights Beauty College. For all of you youngsters out there that are interested in a fabulous job making people feel better, come on down and see me right over there where the Redkin sign is. We're doing tinsels. Come on down and check us out. We're having fun. Woo-woo!
Hi, my name is Alma Briego. I represent Scoot Education. If you are interested in becoming a teacher, we provide different pathways towards education and supporting our schools. Our own teachers are out there right now walking around, but feel free to stop by our booth and ask me questions.
And my name is Mary Humphreys, and I am a school psychologist that works for GCC. So some of you may know me from your schools, but I work to help support student mental health and student learning and just success in the classroom.
Perfect. All right. So we're just going to start out. This question's for all of you. We want to keep our answers 30 seconds to about a minute, somewhere right around in there. So please talk to us about what inspired you to get into the career you're in now. Talk about your inspiration.
All right, I have the mic, so I'll start. When I was younger, I really wanted to work in schools with students, but also found studying psychology really interesting. And when I came to find this job exist, it was a good way to combine my desire to help students and work with students in schools while also getting to study psychology. So it's a good medium between interests, and I really love it now.
That's great. Thank you.
For Scoot Education, basically, I was a teacher for about 10 years. I taught middle school and high school. And from that, I was also a teacher coach. And so I really love that aspect of coaching up teachers and developing them. And so what I do now with Scoot is I actually help bring in more teachers to the workforce, help develop their skills, and also give them classroom experience on top of that, too.
That's great. It was the inspiration behind the occupation?
Yes.
Yeah, my inspiration was my father. He was in the industry before I was, and all my uncles, and so fitness was just something that was very personal to me, and I wanted to kind of do the same thing as my dad.
I love that. Thank you.
I was in high school when 9/11 happened, and that's what inspired me to help people, to do the job that's dangerous but rewarding at the same time. So here I am.
Thank you for your service.
That's a hard act to follow.
I know.
Okay, I'm short. I'm standing up again. If you are a student that gets told you talk a lot, that was me. All my progress reports said I talked a lot. This is an industry where you get to talk to people. You get to invite them into your life. My inspiration was I love talking to people. I love hearing about their lives and making them feel like there's something special. This is an industry that you can do that. You get to really encourage yourself to get out of your shell and meet new people and have new experiences. And that was my inspiration. I love talking. If you're a talker, join me.
That's amazing. Thank you. And so kind of to piggyback right off of that, so part of what we do here at Gateway Community Charters is we have our portrait of a graduate. And this is our North Star, some of the things that we want our students to be ready in when they graduate. And one of those things is academically ready. So can you talk to us a little bit about how does your job help you keep learning as a professional, learning to improve your craft, but also learning to improve yourself?
As a teacher company, students' needs are constantly changing, and so is the world as well, too. And so we want to make sure we adapt our own skills and learnings about students, right, to make sure that we are culturally appropriate, right, for everyone, and also accommodating for our students, too. So we're constantly learning. We do a lot of peer review, right? We talk to other educators. We also observe people in action teaching, and so we learn from one another as well too. So it's constantly a lot of learning. We also look at data quite a bit to see where are the hardest hit classrooms, right, subjects, and so we use a lot of data. We learn from one another, and also, you know, we continue our skills by learning and reading.
Thank you.
Honestly, for me, it's a lot of the same things. In school psychology, this research of how to support students in classrooms is always changing. We are not required to do continuing education, but it's very much encouraged. And for some people, it is required. But I love going to professional conferences and learning from my peers there. When it comes to just like your own self-improvement, we are constantly working with students to support their mental health. And you know the phrase, you can't pour from an empty cup. We have to be constantly working on our own mental health and our own growth as well to continue supporting that in students.
That's great.
Thank you.
For my industry, we work with a bunch of different kinds of people that do all different kinds of jobs. So I might be working with someone that's in the sheriff's office. I might be working with someone in the fire department. It could be a professional athlete. So always finding ways to keep yourself curious about learning new things is a great way to make sure that you can continue your education. Because if you don't have the answer to your problem, you could either figure it out by trial and error, or you could find someone that knows a little bit more than you and try to shadow them and learn. But I think that if you keep your education as a game and you look at it as something that you want to win, you could find great opportunities to explore learn new things. And if you fail, perceivably, remember, you're just one step closer to figuring out the answer. So don't take your initial fail as a bad thing. It's actually your opportunity to grow and to learn.
In our career, even though you learn everything you have to know, not everything, but a lot basic, right, to get into the career. But every year, every day, things change. Technology changes. Building conditions or codes change. EMS patient care changes. So with that study, we always have to update with our protocols, how we treat patients, how we look at fires. Like an example would be buildings today have a lot of fake furniture in terms of oil materials in our furniture, not cotton and stuff. So it burns differently. So we have to learn about these things, potentially that could kill us or potentially help us save somebody else. So we always have to learn and be advanced with the technology.
In the hair industry or beauty world, it's constantly changing. We always have continued education, and I'm always asking my students to continue on. Education is something no one can take away from you. And like my friend Charlie said here, any type of setback or an offshoot from your path is just one step closer to getting you to where you want to be. Some of my biggest mistakes were big aha moments. So always remember that while you're educating yourself, continuing to educate, there are going to be times where it doesn't make sense, or you kind of go, oops, that was a mistake, but you're always learning and growing from those mistakes. Never beat yourself up for trying.
That's great. Thank you. One of the things that we try to talk about is being brave and trying your best and not being afraid to fail. So thank you for bringing that up. Kind of on being brave, we did have a question from the audience, specifically for our firefighter. They wanted to know, what is the scariest thing that you've seen on the job? What's the scariest situation you've been in?
I've been to a couple of different calls that were scary. Number one was the San Bruno gas line explosion, where people called 911. A lot of people called 911, and they thought it was an airplane that came down. But it turned out to be just a gas pipe explosion, and it took out like a couple of blocks, city blocks of a regular residential area. Was it scary? Yes, but you take your fear, you hide it, and then you train your mind to face your fears. You can't ignore them. The second one I could bring up was the Reno. If you guys don't know, there was a Reno airplane crash as well in 2010 or 11, where a pilot either lost consciousness or nothing, but fell into the crew or into the spectators. So a lot of people got hurt. That was pretty scary too, seeing a lot of people hurt. Again, same thing. You just face your fear, and you just work through it. That's it.
That's great. Thank you for that. So for those of you who are watching virtually, please remember you can enter any questions into the chat. So we are here to answer your questions. We had another question from the audience. They wanted to know, if you were not in the career you're currently in, what career would you have chosen? And if you're in the career you've always wanted to be in, what did you want to be when you were a kid, when you were much younger?
I'll start since I have the microphone. I did not know what I wanted to do when I was growing up. I actually wanted to be in the military. And the reason I became a fireman, too, not just for the things I said, like 9/11, that inspired me, but it was a paramilitary style career where there's order, there's, that's what I liked about my stuff. And the question is, if you wanted to be?
Yeah. So it was, what career would you be in if you weren't currently in your career, or what did you want to be as a kid?
I'm in a career that I definitely love.
That's great.
Okay, so if I were to go back in time and choose, I would probably be a veterinarian because I love animals, but I'm terrible at math and science. I love what I'm doing. I do. It fills me up in a way that nothing else did. And if I weren't doing this right now, I would probably work with a dog rescue.
I knew at a very young age what I wanted to do because of my influence of my family. But when I was younger, like a lot of athletes, I had the dream of playing in the NFL, and it didn't work out for me. But any level of professional sports was something that I really wanted to do. But God's been so amazing in my life. Now I get to work with professional athletes all the time. So I'm a part of the team in a different way. So it was kind of cool to be able to do that.
I had the same dream of being in the NFL. Didn't work out for me either.
I went through a few different desires of what I wanted to do when I grew up. But the one I wanted to do when I was in middle school, I both wanted to do work with animals, and then I later wanted to be a writer. And I think it's interesting because both of those did kind of lead into psychology, because a lot of animal science and animal behavior has roots in psychology, because a lot of our studies are done on animals. And so how animals behave and how humans behave is similar. And then when it comes to writing, I wanted to write characters and learn how characters would act in certain situations, which is also psychology. I also do quite a bit of writing in my current job because half of my job is writing reports. So those skills still are put to use quite often.
When I was younger, I was inspired by a career day as well. And we had Jose Hernandez, who's an astronaut from Stockton. That's where I'm from. And in middle school, I said, I want to be an astronaut. Learned later on that that's really difficult to do. But I also love teaching and helping others. And so my next thing was either doctor or teacher. And I chose the teaching path because I'm also not that great at math and science. But I really loved humanities. And so I became a humanities teacher after that. And I really love where I'm doing now, which is developing educators and bringing more educators to the field.
That's wonderful. Thank you. All right, so for our last question, for all of our students here listening and for those who are watching virtually, what is one skill or one attribute that you would recommend that our students focus on for whatever career path they want to pursue? So what's one thing that they could really hone in on, whether it is academically or potentially social, emotional, something around those lines? What would you recommend that they focus on in their pursuit of their career or education?
I would say a big skill would be perseverance, right? And so knowing how to get through any challenges, essentially.
That seemed to be a popular one.
You could take all the classes you want, get all the grades you want, right? Go to the pathway you want to become a teacher, become a doctor, whatever it is too, but there's always going to be things thrown at you in life, right? And so knowing how to navigate through those obstacles and challenges is going to really benefit you in the future.
All right, I'm going to take a social emotional route. I think it's really important to pursue joy, because a lot of times when I ask students what they want to do when they grow up, the first thing they say is make money and be rich. But when it comes down to it, you need to enjoy what you're doing. And that can be something you find fun, something you find fulfilling, something that you think makes a difference. But in the end, it is good to find a job that you're going to be happy going to every day in your adult life. And finding out what brings you joy now at your age is something you can start doing to hone down what you're going to end up doing with your career in the future.
Thank you.
I would say that perseverance and joy are very good interpersonal ones that you can work on. They're going to help you live a very healthy lifestyle and pursuing your education and career. But one action item that I would give you is actually going to be management of time. You can use that as discipline, however you want to look at it. But if you can learn the skill of managing your time, not only will you be more effective of getting things done, you will also a lot of times relieve a lot of angst and anxiety. A lot of times when we have a lot of things to get done, if we don't have them listed how or when we're going to get them done, they're just going to swirl in our brain without us knowing about it. And that's what kind of builds a lot of anxiety into us. But if we can give it a specific date and time and be very organized on how we're going to solve that problem, a lot of times that's going to help us be more successful with an action item to follow through and accomplish that specific goal or that specific task. So time management is effectively discipline, but time management's a great skill.
They said everything I wanted to say. The First Lady stole mine, perseverance. But what I'm going to say right now is no matter what you do, starting from now, do the best thing you can do, the best you could do at it. I started as a dishwasher, but I became the best dishwasher I could be. I was selling shoes, but I was the best shoe salesman that I could be. And doing that, doing the best at what you do in school, you're trying to do the best you can. That makes you stand out. That makes other people appreciate what you do. Hey, you're just a little shoe salesperson, but because I was a good shoe salesperson with good customer service skills, I got hooked up with people that did industry and in nursing and other people, and they're like, hey, you're such a good customer service guy. Call me if you want a different job, or here's this. So whatever you do now, do it to the best of your ability, and you're going to be doing good.
All right, all of that. And then one really important thing is people skills. You have to be able to talk to people. Can you make eye contact when you're talking to somebody? Yeah, you got it. Big deal, you guys. Your generation, you got to get used to looking at people when you're talking to them. Put your phone down and look at people when they're talking to them. Not you, pink hair. I was just saying that. Put your phones down and start talking to people, making eye contact, because when you go to a job interview, you're not going to be looking at your phone when they're asking you questions, or you won't get that job, right? You have to be able to have people skills. You got to feel comfortable talking to people and engaging. All righty? Yes? Are we engaging? Pink hair, I like your hair. Did you go to our booth? You'll fit right in.
All right, thank you so much. Hey, let's have a round of applause for Citrus Heights Beauty College, Sac Metro Fire, Warrior Z Fitness, GCC School Psychologists, and Scoot Education. Thank you so much, panelists, for your time, your insights, and all your wisdom for our students. You did a wonderful job. Thank you.